A very good morning to one and all present here. We are very excited to be here on day 4 of the All India Global Jigyasa Online Inter-School Quiz Contest. My name is Ananj Prasad and I'm the founder and managing director of SkillSphere Education, and more importantly, the quiz master for the first quiz of its kind being conducted via Zoom, live streamed on Facebook, and having over 35 schools from 15 different cities with 105 wonderful students participating in some of the most exciting, intriguing, and enlightening quizzes taking place. So in fact, over the past 3 days, for all of you who are just joining us for the first day, we have already conducted 20 quizzes. We had the pre-quarterfinals taking place on Monday and Tuesday, eight of the pre-quarterfinals per day. And on each of the days, we had some wonderful participation being exhibited. At that point in time, there were 105 students. 2 students were selected from each of the 16 pre-quarterfinals, and in fact, one extra student from one of them as well. So we have 33 students who have made it to the quarterfinals. We had the first set of 4 quarterfinals taking place yesterday, and there were some 4 of the most amazing quizzes that I have ever been the host or the quiz master for, because the kids were just so wonderfully competitive with the correct spirit and doing their very best to put their best foot out and in the correct spirit. We had really close quizzes right from the beginning to the end, just one question here and there, and one student could have made it over the other. And we really had a wonderful time. Once again, today we have 4 wonderful quarterfinal quizzes taking place with students from all across the country participating, some of the best schools and some of the best students. And in fact, one of the things that I'd like to tell all of you live streamers is that the quarterfinals is a couple of notches higher than the pre-quarterfinals. In spite of this, the students were able to answer most of the questions. At least one or the other of the students always knew the answers. And when I went back and spoke to a lot of people who are streaming, we have had over 1,000 people streaming every single day. When I went ahead and spoke to them, they informed me that, a lot of them did not know the answers. So these students of grades 6 to 8 seem to be doing their parents, their teachers, their schools, their principals, and everybody else really proud. And most importantly, it gives a sense of satisfaction and a sense of contentment to us. We have been able to organize the first edition of the All India Global Jigyasa Online Inter-School Quiz Contest. I would like to introduce you to Fursan and Anas from my team. Fursan is the Chief of Admin and Anas is the Coordinator for Social Media Operations. We are apologetic that we had to start 5 minutes late today. There was a slight technical issue, and these technical issues once in a while come in. Luckily, the internet gods and the World Wide Web gods and the Zoom gods and the Facebook gods have been really nice to us. We have only had 1 or 2 slight glitches here and there which have not impacted the quiz. And in fact, I'm very happy to see the stream and realize that it is as good as watching something on TV. And in fact, it's all the credit goes to the students for that, because they are participating so amazingly well. I would also like to introduce you to Ashi Chandalia, a very senior trainer and training systems manager at SkillSphere Education, and more importantly, the assistant quiz master for the All India Global Jigyasa Online Inter-School Contest today. She will be here to keep score, to do the fact checks if necessary, and most importantly, to also keep motivating the kids. Ashi, why don't you say hi to everybody?
Hi. I'm very excited, as I am always, and let's see what today unfolds.
Absolutely. So in fact, Fursan, why don't we call in all our students, and we shall keep speaking to all of our friends on Facebook in the meanwhile. We have 4 wonderful students who are going to be joining us. I don't even know from which parts of the country or which schools. And I'm sure all of our live streamers on Facebook would also like to know about this. So Ashi, why don't you go ahead and do the honors?
Sure. We have Krish Sahu from Delhi Public School, Raipur. We have Abhay Sharma from Maharana Mewar Public School, Udaipur. We have Purva Raj from St. Paul's School, Rajkot. And finally, we have Anish Gangavaram from the Kalyani School, Pune.
All right. So in that case, from whatever I can understand, all right, these are all cities from different parts of the country once again. We have Krish from Delhi Public School, Raipur. Abhay from Maharana Mewar Public School, Udaipur. Purraj from St. Paul's School, Rajkot, and Anish from Kalyani School in Pune.
That's right.
So 4 different cities, 4 wonderful students. They are all joining in, they're trickling in. So just for the reference of everybody who's joining us on the live stream for the first time, what we do is that we have a waiting room in place for all the students to wait while we complete a quiz before them or while we get ready. So all of them are being shifted from one Zoom room to another, and all of them are quickly trickling in. These are some of the brightest minds in the country. It's not a joke to get into the quarterfinals either. There were 105 students and very competitive. All of these kids have been nominated. They have been nominated by their schools. Each one of the 35 schools has sent in 3 nominated kids. So these are really the smartest minds probably, or some of the most enthusiastic minds from the respective schools. And more importantly, when all of them are put together in this melting pot called the All India Global Jigyasa Online Inter-School Quiz Contest, it becomes even more competitive. I'm very happy to see the way they have participated and the way, they are making our life tougher, but, a lot more colorful. So in fact, we have gone on and we set up all the quizzes. We typically set the quizzes a couple of days prior to a round. A couple of people were asking us how we do this. So just for your reference, we set up the pre-quarter final quizzes over Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we actually set up the quarterfinals, the ones that took place yesterday, just a day prior. And the same for these quarterfinals, which were made yesterday. Last night, my team and I sat and made the quizzes. And we do this on purpose to make sure that we are able to make sure that we are levelizing it depending upon, the response to different types of questions. Not the questions that students answer, but to make sure that the difficulty levels are moderated. There is one student at this point in time, Abhay Sharma, from Maharana Mewar Public School, Udaipur, who's facing a slight network issue. Unfortunately, in the quarterfinals, we do not have the liberty of actually shifting students into the next quarterfinal. So we are just going to wait for them. Typically, every day when we start is the only time that we face these slight network issues and everything else settles down after that. Fursan, am I correct? Abhay is going to be joining us in a couple of minutes.
Yes.
All right. Okay. That's perfectly fine. In the meanwhile, let's talk to some of our wonderful students and Anish, why don't you say hi to everybody? I'm sure you have a lot. Do you all have a lot of your friends and family and your teachers watching you today?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes.
All right. That's fine if they're not. Why don't you introduce yourselves to everybody who's watching you? Anish, why don't you say hi to them and, give them a message?
Hi.
How are you feeling, Anish?
Sir, I'm a bit nervous, sir.
There's nothing to be nervous about, Anish. The fact that you're here is clearly a product of your confidence. So don't let your nervousness take over, okay? Let your confidence set in and persist. Go ahead, Anish. What are you saying?
Sir, nothing, sir. I'll just give it my best shot.
Yeah, you must give it your best shot. Of course, you're going to give it your best shot. And I'm quite sure about it, Anish. Would you like to tell everybody something about yourself or your school?
Sir, I study in the Kalyani school, which is in Pune.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's it. I have nothing to tell.
All right, no worries. Our wonderful contestant here is slightly nervous and it is evident. We'll do our nervous release exercise in a little bit. Krish, hi Baba, why don't you introduce yourself to everybody?
My name is Krish Sahu. I study in DPS Raipur.
Okay, your name is Krish Sahu. You study in DPS Raipur. How's the situation in Raipur these days, Krish?
Lockdown is going on.
Yeah, lockdown unfortunately is going on. But is it opening up in Raipur slowly and steadily? Are you able to move around?
Yes.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Hi Purvaraj, how are you doing?
Hi, sir. Nice.
All good? How are you feeling
Yes,
today?
sir. Sir, little bit nervous.
Little bit nervous?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
don't worry. Those few butterflies in the stomach are always there, but they will slowly release themselves and you'll start participating well. Abhay is almost in is what I have been told. My admin team with Fursan is just working on it. He's coming in from Udaipur and he should be in very shortly. So did you all watch some of the quizzes yesterday?
Yes, sir.
What do you think?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what do you think of the quizzes?
Sir, they were slightly more difficult,
hard.
sir.
They were hard.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the quizzes are not hard, Baba. What they actually are is basically challenging. They go beyond the basic concept of your general knowledge. They check the application of your knowledge. They check how you're able to hunt for an answer. Because the quiz questions are slightly longer. There are a bunch of hints in every question. You have to observe it. They have been made with a lot of precision. They have been made with a lot of thought to make sure that if you don't know the question's answer one way, you'll know it the other way. Okay, so you have to be very calm, very composed, very patient. In the quarterfinals, obviously, we have taken the quizzes a couple of notches higher. And the primary reason for this is to make sure that all of you students, because you all are so smart, You all don't get the better of us. Neither are we getting the better of you, but we want to keep it as competitive as possible. Okay. So you need to maintain now from here on, and this is going to happen with every round as we go up. Of course, the themes have changed for this round, but with every round that we move forward with, what is going to end up happening is that we are slowly and steadily going to reach a point where the rounds change. A lot of your other skills get tested. And of course, the general knowledge that's being covered also becomes a lot more detailed in nature. All right. So this is the current situation that I would like to brief you all about. In the meanwhile, while Abhay is joining us, we'll give him a little bit of time. I would not want him to miss out on this quiz. And, you know, we do have the luxury of playing around with time for another 5 minutes, I'm supposing.
He's here.
Okay, great. All right, great. Hi, Abhay. He's just connecting to his audio. Hi, Abhay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Abhay, firstly, relax. Just don't worry about it. Everybody who's also streaming understands that sometimes technical issues can be there. We also understand, you know, do not at any point in time feel nervous about it. You know, this is a quarter final, but don't let it affect you. Abhay? Abhay? Okay, Abhay, we are just going to allow your net. Abhay, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Abhay, I want you to switch off your video and switch it on again.
I'm reading myself.
Okay, just 1 second. Fursan, please help him. His connection is not stable as yet. All right. In the meanwhile, what we'd also like to tell all of our live streamers is that we've also seen over the past few days that everybody keeps putting their name, you know, putting the answers into the comment section, and we are very happy about it. At the end of the day, you know, I always make it a point to go ahead and see how everybody has answered different questions. And we're always very happy to see the kind of participation and the engagement that we are seeing through the Global Jigyasa quiz. So we'll start off very quickly while Abhay actually stabilizes his connection. He's being helped with the process. I will actually share some basic details which everybody anyway knows with respect to the quiz. Okay, I'm very quickly going to share those details. Give me 1 moment. Yes, all these students have already been briefed. So the All India Global Jigyasa online inter-school quiz contest is conducted by SkillSphere Education. We are a pan-India skill set development and general awareness organization. We are associated with over 180 schools and 60,000 students pan-India. We conduct a range of soft skill development programs for students in schools and colleges which focus on the development of public speaking, communication skills, general awareness, problem solving, design thinking, and a plethora of other skills. We have very interactive learning models. We have our own curriculum called the 3D model of learning. And we continue to come up with new initiatives. One of our newest initiatives, as you all can already see, is the All India Global Jigyasa online inter-school quiz contest. I am Ananj Prasad, once again, the founder and managing director. I've already told you how we have 35 participating schools from 15 cities and 105 students who have participated. We are down to the quarterfinals from the pre-quarterfinals. We have only 32 students left. In fact, 4 quarterfinals have already gotten done today. Yesterday they got done. Today we have 4 more. And at the end of it, we'll be left with only 8 students. This is India's biggest online inter-school quiz in general that has ever been conducted. It is for students of grades 6 to 8. We are conducting it via Zoom. And we are streaming it live on Facebook. We are not streaming it on YouTube because Zoom allows for streaming only on one of the 2 networks. So if you are going to YouTube, there is a message which automatically redirects you to Facebook. Our apologies for any inconvenience in that regard. Few aspects with respect to the rules. All the participating students have been isolated at the venues from which they are participating. And that means absolutely nobody else is allowed in the rooms that they are participating from. There are regular checks in place, and that's basically Fursan and the admin team's role. Students are neither allowed to mute nor switch off their videos once we start off the quizzes. And this is for the primary reason that we don't want anybody prompting or checking. If there is any kind of prompting, checking or cheating, it is automatically going to result in disqualification. Okay. These students are very smart. They've already gone through 1 pre-quarter final round and know how it is. And I'm sure they are going to participate to the best of their abilities and with the correct integrity. So I am not even worried. In general, though, the quizmaster's decision is final. Just to reiterate, in case I, as the quizmaster, have a slight network connectivity problem, typically doesn't happen. If I have a network connectivity problem where I log off for anything more than 10 seconds, okay, and we are on a live question, a question that is going on. if there is a situation of that sort, that question will stand null and void. There will be a new question. Okay, you can take it as if no question was shown. You already know about this rule, but I'm just reiterating it. Okay, in case you all by any chance tend to disconnect on a question that is being asked, I'm sorry, but that question will be forfeited. Okay, so please make sure. Okay, beyond this, what I'd like to tell you is, yes, all of you have been allowed to keep cell phones in front of your screens, but the only reason for this is to make sure that you are able to resolve any issues you have with network connectivity, like Abhay, for example, is having at the moment. All right. Beyond this, what I'd also like to tell everybody who's listening to us on live stream is that a lot of people asked us, we keep putting the comments in on Facebook. These children can see the answer. So I'd like to tell you, actually, the stream on Facebook is approximately 20 to 25 seconds later than what happens live. So we actually checked that out. So it isn't really possible. And anyway, our students are properly supervised and monitored, and we are making sure that everything is in place. And of course, at the end of the day, we want the truth and integrity to come in from these students itself. All right, but rest assured, we already checked all of these aspects. So do not worry. These students are simply going to qualify on the dint of their own intellect. So we have already talked about the quarterfinal quizzes. One other thing that I would like to tell you about the quarterfinal quizzes is that we have different themes. For all of you who have joined us over the past 2 days when we had the pre-quarterfinals, we had themes based on sports. All the rounds were based on those themes of either football, cricket, kabaddi, or basketball. In case of the quarterfinals, we have 2 different themes. In fact, the themes are math and music. So all the different rounds are actually themed around either music-based concepts or math-based concepts. And in fact, for you students, what I'd like to tell you is that quarterfinal number 5 is based on the theme of music. Okay, so there are 3 rounds that are music-oriented. And for some of you who would have seen it yesterday, you already would have a basic idea of the rounds, but I am going to repeat them for everybody. At this point in time, before we start off, we'll do a stress relief exercise, because I know Abhay might be slightly stressed because of his internet connectivity. Abhay, I am with you. I will try my best to adjust. Don't worry about it, okay? And everybody else also has mentioned about a little bit of nervousness. So everybody, let's start off by wiggling our wrists. Come on. Wiggle and try and get rid. Just wiggle out all the negativity that you have. Okay, stop. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. Let's wiggle again. Come on. Take it all out. Take it all out. Stop. Breathe in. Breathe out. And one last time, this time as vigorously as possible, just throw everything out. Everything negative, just keep the positives in and stop. Good morning, students.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
All right.
Morning, sir.
Trust yourselves, have confidence, have positivity, and all the best to you, and wish all the best to us as well, please.
Yes, thank you, sir.
No, wish us also. I'm asking you to wish me also, Baba.
Thank
All the best,
you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you.
All the best, sir.
Okay, thank you. Wish ma'am also.
All the best, ma'am.
All right.
All the best, ma'am.
Let's start off. Round 1 is called 3-chord songs. So it is believed that most songs in the world can actually be played just using 3 chords. You know, chords are a combination of notes. At least 3 notes when played together is called a chord. In this round, sometimes 2 also, but typically in this round, playing 3 chords is actually going to land you in a lot of positive space. Okay, because 3 chords is what gives us music. We want to see if you can generate music. If you generate music, it will be music to your ears as well as music to our ears. Okay, because you'll get more points. In this round, each of you participants will get 2 direct questions. Okay, each of you will get 2 direct questions, not 1 direct question, because now you're in the quarterfinals. So the number of questions to each of you participants has also gone up. So you will have 2 direct questions in this round. There is no carry forward in this round in case of an incorrect answer. Okay, so now the thing is that in these questions, there are 3 unknowns which are named after different music chords. For example, there's an A major, there's a B minor, there's a C minor, there's a D major. All of them are basically named after different chords. For each chord that you identify correctly, you get 10 points. So there is partial points as well in each of the questions. Okay, so if you get A major chord right or B minor chord right, you'll get 10 points. So if you get 2 of them right, you'll get 20 points. But if you get all 3 of them right, that's music, right? I said 3 chords typically means music. If you are able to get 3 chords, right, all the 3, you will not get 30, not 10 plus 10 plus 10, but you will get 35 points. So for getting all 3 chords, you get 35. For getting 1 chord, you get 10, 2 chords, you get 20. There is no negative marking. These are longer questions, so you'll get 30 seconds for answering a question. Frankly, time will not be a factor. You don't worry about that. You will have ample time to answer a question. Okay? Is that fine?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Yes, Purvaraj.
sir, there would be any forward, means the question would be forward pass.
No carry forward, not in this round.
Thank you.
Clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sounds great. Okay, in that case, we are very quickly going to start off with round number 1. All the best. For your reference, the order is Krish, Abhay, Purvaraj, and Anish. Okay, that's the order. We will start off with Krish. Krish, your question is, I'm sorry, let's start off with a sample question so that everybody is clear. I got a little ahead of myself. A Major is the Field Marshal of India. A Major was the Chief of Army Staff during the Indo-Pakistani War of 1971. B Minor was appointed the Commander-in-Chief of the Indian Army in 1949 and retired from the Indian Army in 1953. He was given the honorary position of Field Marshal as well a few years after A Major. C Major is the second highest wartime gallantry award conferred on members of the armed forces. Can you identify these chords? It's a fun question. No marks.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Purvaraj.
So I think A major is Manekshaw.
Yes.
C major is Padma Bhushan.
No. It's
Sir,
Padma Vibhushan. Yes.
Sir,
sorry.
C major is Mahavir Chakra, right?
It's incorrect. I'm sorry. C Major is the Mahavir Chakra. It's the second highest wartime gallantry award. You're correct. And B Minor is KM Karyappa. Okay. Yesterday, a few of you were saying KC Karyappa. KC Karyappa is a cricketer. Okay, KM Karyappa, Field Marshal KM Karyappa of the 1948 war with Pakistan. Okay, now this is a sample question. Did you understand how the chords show up? So if you answered 1, if you had only answered A Major and C Major, you'd get 20 points. But if you answered all 3, you'll get 35 points. Okay, Ashi, are we ready for the scoring? All set? Very quickly, let's start off with Krish. Krish, all the best. The first question of quarterfinal number 5, first quarterfinal for day 2 is this. Outlook.com is a personal information manager web app consisting of web email among other services. It is owned by a company co-founded by Bill Gates. A Minor is the current CEO of this company. Interestingly, the origins of Outlook.com lie in one of the first webmail services on the internet called D Major. It was co-founded by another Indian-American businessman named Sabir Bhatia and was one of the first webmail services on the internet. E Major is a brand of video game consoles created and owned by A Major's company. Can you identify all chords? Take your time. It is very much on the screen. Read it. You have 30
A
seconds.
Minor is Microsoft.
A Minor is Microsoft. That is unfortunately the incorrect answer. I'm asking for the current CEO of this company. Okay, that's why answer patiently. Take your time, understand the question. Okay, Krish, I think I have given you
The
ample
E
time.
Major is Sony.
E Major is the incorrect answer too. D Major, would you like to give it a try? Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Krish, I am sorry. I am going to have to let that question pass. There is no carry forwards in this round. Would anybody else like to answer this for
Yes,
us?
sir.
Yes,
Yes,
Purvaraj,
sir.
go ahead.
Sir, A minor is, I think so, Satya Nadella.
That is the correct
D-
answer. He's the correct
D-
CEO. Yes,
D major is Hotmail, I think so.
that is correct. Well done, Purvaraj.
I don't know E major.
So Imager
Yes, go ahead, Anish.
is Xbox.
Absolutely, that is correct. A minor is Satya Nadella. D major is Hotmail, founded by Sabir Bhatia, which then shut down and came up as Outlook. In the sense, it's the same company, Microsoft Hotmail is what it had become after Sabir Bhatia founded it. It actually went out for $400 million. Back then, it was a crazy deal, $400 million in the 90s. And in Indian, he was all over the news back then. And after that, it slowly and steadily evolved into Outlook as we know it today. eMajor is Xbox. Okay, eMajor is Xbox, Microsoft Xbox. Read the question carefully. There are a lot of hints all over the place. Okay, so try and figure it out accordingly. No worries, Krish, there's a lot of time to catch up. You don't worry. Abhay, your direct question, Abhay? Abhay,
Yes, sir.
your direct question
Yes,
is
sir.
this. eMajor is a Chinese communist revolutionary who went on to become the founding father of the People's Republic of China. He is a highly controversial figure for many of the steps taken by him, such as the Cultural Revolution of 1966, to get rid of counter-revolutionary elements as he called them. Okay. Talking of China, one of the worst alleged massacres ever took place in 1989 in F Major Square. There's a square, you have to name the square. That's what F Major is in Beijing. Assault rifles and tanks fired and killed thousands of demonstrators as per reports. Nobody really knows the true number. Taipei is the capital of an island, G Major, claimed by China as its own. Can you identify all chords? You can take your time and read it, Abhay.
Sir, G major is Taiwan.
That is correct. 10 points to you for that, Abhay. What about C major and F major? You still have a little bit of time. I'm giving 30 seconds approximately. I don't want time to be a factor, basically. That's all. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm sorry, Abhay. 10 points to you for this question. Anybody else would like to answer C major and F major? Does anybody else know it? Any blank, any idea whatsoever? You know who was the founding father of the People's Republic of China? Anyone? Have you heard of the Tiananmen Square massacres? The Tiananmen Square massacres were some of the worst massacres that have taken place in the history of modern day humanity. Of course, China denies it, so we have no real reports to prove it, but there's enough of evidence that suggests that this was a horrible massacre where they had started open fire, the Chinese army, on a bunch of protesters, and they were completely shut down at that point in time. Mao Zedong. Maoism, have you heard of Maoists?
Yes,
Mao
sir.
Zedong
Yes, sir.
is basically the founding father of the People's Republic of China, is what he's often considered as. And he followed his own system of communism. He was a communist revolutionary who had his own system of ideology, which is now called Maoism. And it is, it depends upon how it is interpreted. But certain sections of Maoists in India have become rather violent, is all I can say. So let's move on now. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 3. Purvaraj, this
Yes,
is
sir.
your direct question. Question 3 is, G Major is the name of an ancient Indian empire. The period of its rule is often referred to as the Golden Age of India by many historians. The empire existed between mid to late 3rd century CE and 5th century CE. Okay, CE is also referred to as AD. CE stands for the Common Era. Also referred to as Vikramaditya, C Major II is considered as arguably the greatest king of G Major. The empire reached its peak during his rule. His namesake was the founder of another great Indian empire that existed prior to G Major. Okay, one of this founder's chief advisors, that's founder of the great Indian empire, one of those persons' chief advisors was D Major, who also wrote Arthashastra. Can you identify all the chords, Purvaraj?
So I think so. G major is Gupta Empire.
Gupta dynasty, the Gupta Empire is
Gupta
correct.
dynasty.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Then
10 points to you.
C major, Samudra Gupta.
Samudragupta is the incorrect answer. But don't worry, go ahead. You still have a chance
Sorry,
to answer.
sir. I can answer.
No.
Chandragupta.
I'm
Chandragupta
sorry.
too.
I'm sorry.
Chandragupta.
I'm sorry, Purvaraj. First answer is wrong. It's wrong. Finish. But you
Sir.
still have time. Last answer.
Kalidas.
Kalidas is the wrong answer. I'm so sorry. It was Chandragupta and Chanakya. As I said, his namesake Chandragupta Maurya.
Sir,
Okay.
I told Chandragupta.
Baba, but you said it after the first answer. No, I cannot allow that. Rules are rules. I am so sorry. Keep your calm and composure. Okay. There's still a lot of time. Don't worry. Okay, Purvraj. Be calm. All of you be calm. Don't rush into the answer. I'm giving you enough of time. Think of the answer once before you answer. Okay. It's the Gupta dynasty. You knew it. I'm very happy, Purvraj. You did know it. It was Chandragupta II, Chandragupta Vikramaditya, and Chanakya. I'm sorry, spelling is incorrect. It's Chanakya, also called Kautilya, who was the Chandragupta Maurya emperor's advisor. Okay, he was a big kingmaker, very, very popular in today's times for his political and economic philosophies. Okay, so that is the answer. Let's move on to question 4, which is for Anish. All the best from the Kalyani School, Pune. Anish, this is your question. Most people know the meaning of a pandemic due to the situation we find ourselves in today. One of the first pandemics in modern history occurred in 1918 during the peak of World War I. It was an influenza pandemic that was informally referred to as E major. Even though E major was a name inspired by the name of a particular nation, the disease likely did not start in that nation. Another major pandemic, A major, took place in 2009 due to a new strain of H1N1 virus that originated in Mexico. It derived its informal name from pigs. D major is unfortunately the city with the most number of coronavirus cases in India. Can you identify all these squads for me, Anish?
Sir, D major is Mumbai.
All right, that is correct. 10 points, Anish.
E major is Spanish flu.
E major is Spanish flu. Well done, Anish. 20 points to you now.
A major is SARS.
A major is unfortunately not SARS.
Oh.
It was the H1N1 influenza,
Fine.
also referred to as swine flu. All right, you're very close, but well done, Anish. No worries. 20 points to you. So we are done with one round of questions, starting from Krish going to Anish. Now we'll go backwards. So Anish, question
Yes,
number
sir.
5 is for you.
Yes, sir.
Anish, this is question number 5. On 26th January 1950, Govind Vallabh Pant became the first chief minister of this newly formed state, B major. He belonged to a party named E major. As of today, most number of chief ministers of B major have belonged to E major. A major is the judicial capital of B major. The city is located at the confluence of two major Indian rivers, Ganga and Yamuna.
Sir, B major is Himachal Pradesh.
Okay, go ahead. What are your other answers?
E major is BJP.
You're saying E major is BJP?
Yes, sir.
And you're saying B major is Himachal Pradesh. Okay, go ahead. And what about A major?
So Dehradun.
All right. I'm sorry, Anish. All your 3 answers are incorrect because you went on the wrong line altogether. Well, E major was the Indian National Congress. It is the Indian National Congress. In fact, do you all know the answers? Anyone else? Okay, you can actually build on the answer from different things. The city located at the confluence of the Ganga and Yamuna. Yes, Purvraj?
Allahabad.
Allahabad, correct. So if you get Allahabad, then can you tell me Prayagraj? If you get Prayagraj or Allahabad, can you tell me what the name of the state is?
Sorry. Uttar Pradesh.
Uttar Pradesh, and B major
Uttar Pradesh.
B major is the Indian National Congress. So B major is Uttar Pradesh, E major is the Indian National Congress. 11 of 21 ministers of Uttar Pradesh have come in from the Indian National Congress. Govind Vallabh Pant was actually the first chief minister of Uttar Pradesh, and A major is Prayagraj, a city very close to my heart because my wonderful mother, my inspirational mother, actually happens to be from Prayagraj. And all these questions, whichever ones always have Prayagraj, is a tribute to her. All right. So, well, Prayagraj is the correct answer, also called Allahabad. All right. So, question number 6 now is for Purvraj. Okay. Don't worry, Anish. A lot of time to catch up. Let's move on to Purvraj. Let's now talk about potential 2021 Olympic medal prospects. A Minor is an 18-year-old Indian shooter who won 2 gold medals at the 2018 ISSF World Cup. She is a pistol shooter. B Minor is an Indian track and field athlete who participates in the javelin throw event. He won a gold medal at the 2018 Asian Games. C Minor is the cousin of Geeta and Babita, members of an illustrious Indian wrestling family. She became the first Indian woman wrestler to win a gold medal at both the Asian Games and the Commonwealth Games. Identify all chords for me, Purvaraj.
So I think so. C minor is Vinesh Fogart.
That's correct.
C minor.
Yes, C minor. I give you 10 points for. Go ahead.
Sir, I think so. A minor is Manu Bhakar.
10 points for Manu Bhakar. Well done, Purvaraj. And B minor for the music.
Sir, I know this one, but I forgot the name in javelin. So wait. Sir, can you wait for 10 seconds? Or
I think.
Sir, can you wait?
You have 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm sorry, Purvaraj. If it's not come till now, it probably won't come. Anybody else who knows the answer for B minor? It's Neeraj Chopra. Neeraj
Yes.
Chopra, very good javelin thrower. Neeraj Chopra is the correct answer. However, Purvaraj, you get 20 points on that question. Okay, let's quickly move on to Abhay.
Yes, sir.
Abhay,
Yes, sir.
this is your question. Okay, Abhay, your question is, Alamara is a 1931 film directed by Ardeshir Tarapur. It is an extremely special film for India since it is C major. It is something. C major is something. Another very famous and popular film of the yesteryears is based on the touching story of an Afghan dry fruit seller written by Rabindranath Tagore. It's on the touching story of an Afghan dry fruit seller written by Rabindranath Tagore. It was released in 1961 and is called F minor. Around those times, a very popular patriotic song was also sung for the first time. This was in 1963, just after the Indo-Sino War, called "Ye Mere Watan Ke Logo." G major was the original singer of this song. Can you identify all the chords for me, please, Abhay?
Sir, I think G major is Lata Mangeshkar.
Yes, Lata Mangeshkar is the correct answer. 10 points on Lata Mangeshkar. Want to give a try to the other two? What about F minor and C major? I'll give you 10 seconds. You have 10 seconds. You have 10 to 12 seconds. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm sorry. Anyone else?
Yes,
Purvaraj?
sir.
Yes, Purvaraj. tell
Sir,
me.
C major is first color film of India.
No, it's not the first colored film. Anyone else? It's the first sound film of India. Alamara.
Oh, sound.
Okay. F minor. Anyone? Anybody knows this wonderful story by Rabindranath Tagore? It's a part of some of the texts. When I was in school, I read this story. It's always stuck to me. The story is called Kabuliwala. Kabuliwala is a wonderful story. Okay. I used to go to these Trinity classes as well, and in one of my exams, I actually, did an act from the Kabuliwala. That's how much I like this story. It was written by Rabindranath Tagore, and if you watch this movie actually stars one of the greatest actors of that generation back then in the 1960s, Balraj Sahani. It's a wonderful movie to see even today. You know, the kind of effects that they tried to bring up without the technology we have today, it's just amazing. Okay, so do watch it. Okay, so very quickly, let's move on from here on to, this was Abhay.
Yes.
This question was asked to Abhay. I'm sorry. The next question goes out to Krish. Krish, your direct question is this. A major is an Indian social activist who has led several successful movements in India to eradicate corruption and promote rural development. He has heavily contributed towards the development and structuring of Ralegan Siddhi, a village in Maharashtra. It is considered a model village. The current Chief Minister of Delhi, B Major, was also integrally involved with A Major in a protest that pushed for a Jan Lokpal bill in 2011. D Major is the current Lieutenant or Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry. D Major was also an active part of this movement back then. Okay, D Major is also a former IPS officer. Identify all chords for me.
So D major is Arvind Kejriwal.
10 points for that.
I think A major is Narendra Modi.
That's the incorrect answer. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm sorry, Krish, I don't see an answer coming. We are going to give you 10 points for your answer. But Pururaj, anybody else? Pururaj, yes, go ahead.
Sir, A major is Anna Hazare.
That's correct. It is Anna Hazare, not Narendra Modi. Ralegan Siddhi is a model village. Yes. And D major
Kiran Bedi
is the correct answer. Well done, Pururaj. The answers are Anna Hazare, Arvind Kejriwal, and Kiran Bedi. With this, we come to an end of a very exciting round one. Very happy to see the way you all have participated. I hope you all are feeling better now. You all are feeling more eased out. I'm going to cooperate with you. Don't worry. Be patient. Be relaxed. If I see that you need a little bit more time here and there and we are within the rules, I will provide you with that. Okay. So let's very quickly see. Ashi, are we ready with the scores?
Yes, we are.
Okay, let's see how the scoreboard looks. It's early days in this quiz. There's still a lot of time to go before we go into, the next round. And we have typically seen that round 2 and 3 is where a lot of movement takes place. So let's see what's taking place on the scoreboard right now. Yes, so at this point in time, we have Krish Sahu from Delhi Public School, Raipur, Chhattisgarh on 10 points. Abhay Sharma from Maharana Mewar Public School, Udaipur on 20 points. Purva Raj from St. Paul's School, Rajkot in the lead with 30 points. And Anish Gangavaram from the Kalyani School, Pune on 20 points. All right. So it's really very close. There's absolutely no difference that really exists. Krish on 10 points. And then we have Anish and Abhay on 20 points. So it's all very close. And at this point in time, Purvraj is in the lead, but a very, very slender lead and everything can change. Okay. So please remain calm, composed, and very quickly, let's move on to round number 2. And round number 2 is in fact called musical compositions. Musical compositions are original pieces of work, and we have seen some of the great composers of the world, right from A.R. Rahman to Mozart to Beethoven to all our Indian classical gurus composing a lot of great music. And in this round, we'd like to see some of you actually compose some great music. So how do you compose great music? In this round, everybody will be asked questions. Excuse me. So in each question, an image will actually be shown. However, you do not have to tell me what's in the image or what's there in the word along with the image. Okay. We are looking for a question that will answer what is being shown in the image. Okay. So you have to frame a question that will answer what is showing in the image. For example, if Anish is showing in the image, you have to frame a question that will give me Anish as the answer. Okay. If nothing else, you can also come up with what does a boy called Anish look like. If I feel that is a satisfactory answer, see, at the end of the day, as a quiz master, I want to make sure you know what you're talking about. If not fully, at least to a slight extent. Okay. If you are probably not on the right track with framing your question, I will not help you. But if you're correct to a certain extent, I will help you build on the question to try and see if you are able to arrive at the most accurate question. It needs to be a detailed and accurate question. Okay. You get plus 10 points for a correct answer. There is no negative marking. Questions do get carried forward though here. Okay, so questions will get carried forward here, and it's plus 5 points for a correct carried forward question. Again, no negative marking for carried forward question. So it's plus 10 for direct, plus 5 for a correct answer. Are we all clear? Everybody, is that fine?
Yes, sir.
Sure? So very quickly, I'll show you a sample question. Okay, can somebody frame a question for this? Anybody apart from Purvraj? Anish, would you like to frame a question for me?
Yes, sir. Name the Chief Justice of India.
Perfect. It is the Chief Justice of India. Name the Chief Justice of India. S.A. Bobde, Sharad Arvind Bobde, the current Chief Justice of India. All right. At this point in time, I believe Krish is on 10 points, Ashi.
Krish is, just a minute, I'll tell you. Yes, Krish is at 10.
So we will actually start off with Krish. Okay. We'll go in the order and we'll follow the logical order that's already been established, but we'll start with Krish. Okay. Krish, you have an early chance to get back into the reckoning, and your question is, are you clear, everybody?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
This. His name is also written, Bhupen Hazarika. Okay, you'll get approximately 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Passes on to Abhay. Abhay is not giving us an answer. Abhay, you're not giving us an answer, right?
Yes, sir. I don't know.
Okay. Purvraj?
So I think who is the famous politician of India
Well,
during
he's not a politician at all. You're not on the right track, so I won't support you any further on this. Anish?
Sir, I don't know who he is.
All right, no worries. Bhupen Hazarika very recently, along with Pranab Mukherjee and another very great Indian, actually
Bharat
won
Ratna.
the Bharat Ratna. Okay, name a 2019 Bharat Ratna awardee. You could have also said name a very famous Assamese playback singer. Apart from being a playback singer, he was a bunch of other things as well. If you said name an Assamese playback singer also, I would have given you points for it. All right. So no worries. Let's move on. Abhay, in the logical order, this is your next question. Abhay, your question, Baba, is this. Palashi or Plassey?
No, no. Sir, name the place where the first battle took place between the Britishers and Nawabs.
Is the correct answer. Well done. 10 points to you. I will definitely give it to you because I know what you're talking about. It was the 1757 Battle of Plassey between the Nawab of Bengal, Sirajud-Dowla, and the British East India Company. And that was actually the starting point. They were able to capture a lot of territory from the Nawab back then. And from there on, they started spreading out. And within the next 100 years, they had conquered large territories of India, more or less controlled the whole of India. It is often believed that Mir Jafar Khan, who was one of the commanders, the lieutenants of Sirajud-Dowla, him defecting to the British side actually led to a lot of, disconcertedness in the army of Sirajud-Dowla and also led to his defeat. Okay, it's a very interesting story. If you go into the archives of the Victoria Memorial, if you ever go to in Calcutta, you'll actually see a lot of aspects of the story from other perspectives too. So it's very interesting. All right. So yes, that is correct. Well done, Abhay. 10 points to you. And with that, we come to Purvraj. Purvraj, your question is this.
So may I answer?
Yes, go ahead.
Who was the last British Viceroy of India in the ending years of British Raj? Who was the last Viceroy?
That is the absolute correct answer, Purvraj. Well done. 10 points to you. Who was the last Viceroy of India? It was Lord Mountbatten. He was also the first Governor General of India because during his period, we cut out the entire word Viceroy, went back to Governor General. Many other possibilities with respect to Lord Mountbatten. He was also a commander during different wars that took place. He went on to hold many positions in the British government after he went back as well. So many types of things could possibly be said, but you have answered correctly. Well done. Okay, 10 points to you, Purvraj. The next question goes to Anish. Anish, there's a small mistake in the numbering of the questions. Please ignore that, streamers. Anish,
Yes.
your question is Reserve Bank of India.
Name the only bank which can print money.
In India is the correct answer.
Yes.
Well done. 10 points to you. Well done, Anish. 10 points to you. Name the only bank in India that can print money, controls monetary policy. The governor is Shaktikant Das. Anything you could have said, a lot of possibilities. So 10 points to you, Anish. Well done, Baba. Well done. 10 points to you at this point in time. Now we go backwards in the same order. So Anish, this is now your question. Anish, ready?
Yes, sir.
Is this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I need an answer, Anish, or I carry it forward, and I will carry it forward. It goes to Krish. Passes to Abhay.
Name any one disease which is caused by the biting of mosquito.
Name any one disease that's caused by the biting of mosquitoes or mosquito bites is the correct answer. Well done. 5 points to Abhay. Well done, Abhay. Yes, chikungunya is a virus that's transmitted by mosquitoes. So well done to you, Abhay. That is correct. You get 5 points for that answer, Abhay. Okay. With that, we go backwards now. And Purraj, this is your direct question. Purraj, your
Yes.
direct question is this. Okay. Just for your reference, these are from Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. They are paintings. Or basically a form of paint. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. It passes on to Anish.
So these are types of okay. I have to frame a question, right, on this.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Which type of painting is this? Which originates in Andhra Pradesh? Sir, I know the answer also, sir.
Okay, tell me the answer.
So it is Kalamkari painting.
Kalamkari paintings.
Yes,
Okay, now
sir.
try and frame a question. You're correct. Try and frame a question which will give us this answer. You're correct.
How does the Kalamkari paintings that originates from Andhra Pradesh and Telangana look like?
Absolutely well done, Anish. Superb, well done. These are very intricate paintings that actually came from Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. They have a very, very old history, very ancient history apparently. So what used to happen is there were these chitrakars. These were people who used to go from village to village telling stories. These are the people who actually went ahead and actually started drawing out the stories in due course. And there's so much intricacy. They're often used on saris these days, on cotton cloth. Okay. Kalamkari saris are made, very expensive saris apparently. All right, Kalamkari prints. They can be quite expensive depending upon how intricate they are. Beautiful paintings. Well done to you, Anish. 5 points to you. And with this, we go ahead to Abhay. Abhay, your question is this. There's a small hint. He was a Bharat Ratna awardee.
Name the Indian who has won the Nobel Prize in the field of physics.
Okay, I'm sorry. You're on the wrong track, Abhay.
Sir,
That is the incorrect answer. It passes on. Wait, let me see who it passes on. Passes on to Purvaraj.
sir, I think he's CNR Rao.
Is the incorrect answer. And I needed a question. Anish?
How does Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan look like?
All right, great. You are correct, Anish. Let's be a little more. I would actually give it to you. Would you like to give me a slightly better question?
Name the first Vice President of India.
That is correct. Name the first Vice President of India. Name the second President of India. Name the
Yes.
person after whom Teachers' Day is celebrated. All of these are correct. Well done, Anish. 5 points, Anish. You seem to have gotten a couple of carry forwards correct. So well done, Anish. Well done. Okay. Let's move on. The next question goes on. This is the last question of the round. This actually goes to Krish Sahu. Krish from DPS Raipur. Krish, this is your direct question. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I am sorry, Krish. I didn't get an answer. Abhay?
How does Mike Tyson look like?
Well, it's not Mike Tyson. I'm sorry. Purraj?
How does Muhammad Ali look like?
How does Muhammad Ali look like? Yes, this is Cassius Clay. Muhammad Ali, one of the greatest boxers, social activists, Americans of all time. He's often considered one of the greatest African Americans of the century gone by. And one of the most inspirational people. He always said, I float like a butterfly, I sting like a bee. The hands can't hit what the eyes can't see. And that's how he used to box. So that is Muhammad Ali. And Muhammad Ali is the correct answer. And with that, we come to an end of round 2. Let's quickly check what the scores are at the end of round 2. Ashi, has there been movement?
Yes.
Okay, let's see what the scene is at the end of round 2. At the end of round 2, Purvaraj continues to be in the lead by the slenderest of margins with 45 points. Anish Gangavaram from the Kalyani School, Pune has caught up and is now just 5 points behind Purvaraj on 40. Abhay is on 35 points, equally close. Krish, there is still time to catch up. In spite of you being on 10 points, you can still catch up and probably win this round. As you all know, only one person qualifies for the semi-finals from this round. Okay, so very quickly, give me a moment. We will move on to round number 3. Before we move on to round number 3, in fact, a lot of you, just give me a moment. A lot of you who have been following us on the stream have asked us to share a little bit more about SkillSphere Education's programs, apart from the e-quiz workshop that we always tell you at the end of the quiz about. So I would like to tell you about another very interesting workshop. As you know, we are into soft skill development and we specialize in the development of communication skills, general awareness, and a range of other soft skills like design thinking, critical thinking. All of these at the end of the day are a packet of 21st century skills that are interrelated. One of our very popular workshops that is being conducted in recent times is the SkillSphere e-debate workshop. This is a workshop that focuses on teaching students the art of debating, both competitive debating, public speaking, and argumentation in general. It is a 4-session workshop of 1.5 hours each. We have some of the most qualified and experienced debate trainers who actually are a part of our team. And we cover all major debate formats, including the Frank Anthony style, the Bombay style, the Oxford style, and batches are kept to sizes of only 5 to 7 students to ensure maximum participation, and the usage of the Zoom interface is best when we are looking at smaller numbers for such workshops. We have a lot of students who have already participated in it, and the beauty of this workshop totally lies in the way it's conducted, wherein there is a lot of activity, there's always debates taking place, so it's taught through a lot of practical and experiential modes, which is the philosophy of SkillSphere Education. In case anybody is interested, any of you watching or anyone else who's interested in enrolling for a free demo session for students of ages 11 years and above, you're free to give us a call on 73041 26489. I repeat, 73041 26489, or you can also call us on 98208 84414. I repeat, 98208 84414. And with this, we come to round number 3, which is the most exciting round in my opinion. Pranjali from my team actually came up with the idea, and then we were able to play around and come up with it for the quiz. It's called Glissando. Do any of you know what a glissando is? Anyone? So when we talk about music, a glissando is a very important, a very interesting concept. You know, have you seen piano players, you know, go from top to bottom? Have you seen that? Have you seen guitarists, you know, go from one chord to another? So glissando is basically the process of sliding from one chord and back. It's sliding from one to another. And this is what you will get the opportunity to do as well in this round. You will get to glissando if you want, okay? But you need to glissando smartly, because in this round, each of you will be asked a question. There are carry forwards in this round as well. In this round, each question is worth 15 points. If you answer the direct question, or if you want to answer the direct question, even if you answer it incorrectly, there is no negative marking. It's either plus 15 points or 0 points. However, in this round, you have something very interesting. You have the opportunity to glissando. So if you glissando, what will happen basically is that I will replace the question. When I replace the question, you will get a new question. Now, I can't tell you whether it's easier or tough. I believe it can be relatively easier. That's how we have tried to keep it. But, you know, this is always very subjective. So when you get a glissando question, you might get a slightly easier question, but I cannot promise that. But the catch is, you have replaced the question. Now you have to answer it. Even if you pass, you will get minus 5 points. Even a pass is worth minus 5 points. Okay. And if you answer the question right, it's worth 15. It's worth the same points, but this time if you don't answer, it's minus 5. Clear to everybody? And if you want to glissando, you have to glissando before you answer a question. Okay? So you say glissando and I'll show you the alternate question. Okay? Questions get carried forward in this round. Okay? So whichever question you're answering, the regular question or the glissando question, that will get carried forward. And a person who answers the carry forward question correctly gets 10 points. Okay? That's the basic way in which it will work. Yes, any questions? Purvraj, go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you are not able to answer the main question, then we
No
will ask
negative.
for glissando. Then the main question would be passed if we ask for glissando.
No. Only the question that you are answering at the moment. So for example, Purvraj, if you glissando,
Okay.
I will show a new question. That new question becomes a carry forward question for everybody. Understood? Clear to
Yes.
everyone? Any doubts? Anyone? Great. There's no need for a sample question for this round. So I'm not going to show you a sample question. Very quickly, we are just going to move into the round. This time, we will actually start with the person who's in the lead. Who is the person in the lead? I think it's Purvraj, you said, Ashi?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Purvraj, we will start off with you in this round. And Purvraj, your direct question is this. Tallinn is a very unique city in this country that does a lot to promote startups. It is the birthplace of many big companies like Skype and TransferWire. Can you name this country for me, please? Purvraj, what is this country?
Sir, Glissando.
Okay. Are you sure? It will be plus 15 minus
sir.
5. Okay.
Yes, sir.
We glissando this question for you. Now, after glissandoing, this is your new question. The answer was Estonia, by the way. Very, very interesting nation. Very interesting nation, how it's come out of the entire collapse of the Soviet Union. It is one of the most advanced digital societies in the world. It offers you e-residency permits and really promotes startups. It's quite amazing. You can read about Estonia. You can also read about it on Global Jigyasa, which is a free resource portal on skillsphere.org. Okay, so that's Estonia. Very quickly, let's move on to your glissando question. Your glissando question is, this is the most populated city in Europe with a population of over 15 million. A part of the city lies in Asia, part of it lies in Europe. Can you name this city for me, Purvraj? You have to give me an answer because it's minus 5 otherwise. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Minus 5 to Purvraj, please. That's minus 5 to Purvraj, and this question gets passed on to Anish.
Most populated city.
5, 4, 3,
Riyadh.
1 is the incorrect answer. Krish? Not getting an answer. Abhay?
Moscow.
Is the incorrect
Istanbul.
answer. Istanbul is the correct answer. 10 points to Abhay, please. 10 points to Abhay. Istanbul is the correct answer. This is the most populated country, is the most populated city in Europe. Part of it is in Europe, part of it is in Asia. It's what you call a Eurasian country. Okay. Very quickly, we will move on now to the direct question for Anish. After Purvraj in the order, we have Anish. Anish, your question is, in the wake of the coronavirus pandemic, one of the industries that has been the most affected is the hospitality industry. Can you name one of the largest and fastest growing hospitality chains globally that was founded by Ritesh Agarwal in India? It has been badly affected due to the coronavirus and other factors in recent times. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Anish, do you pass or glissando?
Pass, sir.
Okay, we pass from Anish, we move on to Krish.
The Apollo Hospital.
No, it's not Apollo Hospital. Abhay?
Can you glissando?
I cannot glissando on a carry forward. You have to answer it. I can only glissando on your direct question. Okay, I'm not getting an answer, Abhay, I'm sorry. I've given you time. Purvraj?
Ames.
Ames is incorrect. We're talking about hospitality. We're not talking about hospitals. Hospitality talks about, accommodation, food, dining, etc., etc., etc. You're talking about a hotel chain, very famous hotel chain. Now, would anybody like to give me the answer for the fun of it?
Sir, Taj.
No, Taj is not there. Taj is huge and much, much older than Ritesh Agarwal, who's very young in general. The answer is Oyo Rooms. Okay, Oyo. All right, it's been unfortunately affected by the coronavirus pandemic, and in general, it had to lay off a lot of people in recent times due to certain issues with its funding too. So that's Oyo Rooms. Let's quickly move on. The next question, I believe, is the direct question for Krish. Am I correct, Ashi? We have asked Purvraj and Anish their direct question, so we move on to Krish. Krish, your direct question is this. I'm sorry, this was a glissando question. Let's answer the glissando question. Can you name an Indian mobile payment app developed by the National Payments Corporation of India based on the Unified Payments Interface? Can anybody name that for me? This was the glissando. Yes, Purraj?
Paytm.
ATM.
Paytm is not built by the National Payment Corporation of India. It's what's the most common UPI app? Paytm is, somebody owns it. Government app.
Phone Pay.
Phone Pay.
PhonePe is not the answer. It's Beam. Beam. Okay. Very quickly now, let's move on to the question that is for Krish. Krish, Baba, your question is, the president of this country is Andre Rajoelina. Last month, he had officially launched, by the way, there's only one question per person here. Last month, he had officially launched COVID Organics, an organic concoction that can apparently cure the novel coronavirus. The WHO has not endorsed it. A famous animated movie also shares its name with this country. Can you name this country for us, please, Krish? Five, four, three.
Glissando.
Okay. Glissandos, would anybody like to answer this question for us? Madagascar. These are the very famous baobab trees that are located in Madagascar. Okay. Madagascar is the correct answer. Okay. So since he glissandoed, we move on to the next question, which is, surprisingly, Chinese exports in the month of April 2020 rose by 3.5% in dollar terms as compared to the same period last year. This rise is expected to be temporary though, considering the impact of the coronavirus pandemic. Do you know which Asian nation is the second largest exporter in dollar terms after China as of today? It is located very close to China.
Japan.
Is the correct answer. Well done. 15 points to you, Krish. It is Japan. Okay. Let's move on very quickly. I'll give you all the glissando question as well. I'm sorry. We had the glissando question itself. So now we move on to Abhay. Abhay, this is your direct question. Abhay, your question is, the World Health Organization stated yesterday that there were certain treatments that are appearing to limit the length and severity of coronavirus in patients. Research with regard to 4 to 5 such promising treatments is still going on though. Do you know which European country is the WHO based out of?
Glissando.
Okay, Abhay, glissandos. Abhay, you will have to give an answer for this. Okay. The answer is Switzerland, by the way. Switzerland was the correct answer. And the glissando question, I believe the quiz is really close right now, really close if I'm to calculate right. Your glissando question is, among many other roles and functions that it plays, this specialized agency of the United Nations also works on establishing international cooperation agreements to secure World Heritage Sites of cultural and natural importance. Its name is commonly seen around or on such heritage sites. Can you name this place for us? Can you name this for us, Abhay?
UNESCO.
Is the correct answer. Well done. UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Abhay, 15 points to you, Abhay. Well done. Supremely well done. The answer is UNESCO. And with this, we come to an end of this round. One direct question per student. Let's see what happens at the end of this round. Very quickly. Ashi, has there been a change?
Yeah, there has been a lot of changes. So let's see. Let's have a look at it.
All right. Let's see what's happened at the end of this round. All right. So at the end of this round, unfortunately, Purraj, who was leading the quiz for the first 2 rounds, actually got his direct question wrong on the glissando. Abhay is who I think answered that question as well. Am I right? Abhay, I think, answered that question. And then he went on to answer his direct question as well correctly. So all of a sudden, he came right up. And Abhay has ended this entire quiz on 60 points, is the winner who qualifies for the semi-finals. Congratulations to you, Abhay. Well done. Let's give him a round of applause. Okay. Well done, Abhay. Well done. Supremely well done. Purvaraj, I would like to commend and congratulate you as well. You probably knew the answers to 60 to 70% of the questions. Honestly, at times quizzes come down to a particular point wherein you might know one answer, you might not know one answer. You make a wrong decision, you make an impulsive decision. There are a lot of different factors of this sort that kind of play into your hands in quizzes. But Purvraj, you're a fabulous contestant. I think a lot of people who are watching will also agree with me, Purvraj. You've done really very well. You've done really very well, and you must not get disheartened. These things happen once in a while. It's often called the luck of the draw. What goes your way, what doesn't go your way. We don't really know. Things happen. So don't worry, Purvraj. I would like to congratulate you on your participation. Keep participating with the same zest and fervor as you keep growing as well. Okay, I would like to congratulate you. I do know your school as well, Purvraj. I do know Father James, and he's a wonderful person, and I'm sure he'll be very proud of you. Okay, so do take solace and do participate, continuing to participate. Keep continuing to participate in quizzes. Anish, I would like to congratulate you as well. You finish up as the joint runners-up for this quiz, and you have also done very well at the Kalyani school, a very wonderful school in Pune. A lot of respect for your principal as well, and I would like to congratulate them. I'd like to congratulate the entire teaching fraternity of your school. I really like the way you have carried yourself off during this quiz. Okay, lot of calm, lot of composure. I know there was a lot of nervousness, but you have kept your cool. I really like the strategy you tried to play around with as well, Anish, in the final round, where you decided not to glissando and decided to pass because you didn't want to take a chance. Unfortunately, either way, that would not have counted because Abhay ended up answering his question. Okay, but well done, Anish. That's good strategy. That presence of mind is required in quizzes, and you have done well with that. So congratulations to you, Anish. And finally, we have Krish. Krish, well done. You have also participated well. Getting to this point itself is a big thing. Sometimes, as I said, we just might not know the answers to questions that we are asked. But by and large, you have done a great job. Congratulations to your school. Congratulations to all the teaching fraternity of DPS Raipur as well on your participation. Getting to the top 32 from 105 is not a joke. So well done, Krish. Congratulations to you, and congratulations to everybody who is watching this and is a part of the friends, family, or teaching fraternities for any of these students. Okay, very well done. It was a great quiz, very close, came down to the final 2 or 3 questions, and that's the way quizzes are the most exciting. Before we end, we always do this for all our just a moment. Let me quickly move to that. Very quickly, we always do this. We have, of course, shown our final scores. We would like to inform. One second, I think it's okay. Very quickly, I would just like to inform everybody. We have something called the Global Jigyasa Weekly Current Affairs app, which helps you keep abreast with all the developments and happenings of the world. Okay, it has 10 questions. 4 options always, out of which 1 is correct. It's attempted by over 60,000 adults and students across India right now. And it's a great way of keeping abreast with the happenings of the world in a particular week. If you would like to receive the quiz from us, please SMS the word subscribe to 99871 34522. You can also WhatsApp it. You can SMS or WhatsApp the word subscribe to 99871 34522. And in fact, very soon in June 2020, we are coming out with the Global Jigyasa app. That quiz is free, and the app will also be free, which will have daily news bulletins and daily quizzes related to the happenings of the world, culminating in a weekly quiz every Sunday. If you subscribe to a quiz, you will always stay tuned. Otherwise, please do follow us on Instagram and follow us on Facebook. We have a lot of quizzes that we keep putting up, which will help you keep abreast with the different developments of the world, and will also keep you updated about the Global Jigyasa app. Lastly, we have something called the SkillSphere e-quiz workshop, another one of our workshops which is taking place during the lockdown. It is a quiz workshop for students of ages 10 to 13 years where we teach the art of quizzing. We teach them how to think. We enlighten them about different current affairs, different issues, right from sports to fine arts to politics to economics to India, and a range of other concepts is what they learn. And more importantly, every session, there are 5 sessions of 1.5 hours each. They have a quiz. If you'd like to attend a free demo session, we'd be very happy to actually have you for that, any child. And if you'd like to attend it, or if you'd like to enroll your child for it, please do give us a call on 73042 77730. I repeat, 73042 77730. You can also give us a call on 88506 32323. I repeat, 88506 32323. And with that, we come to an end of a very exciting quarterfinal 5. I'd like to congratulate all of you students. Purvaraj, I can see that you are slightly affected. I can see that you're slightly affected by this. Get over it quickly. It happens. Don't worry about it. I promise you, this is not going to matter in the greater stream of things, the bigger stream of things. I'm very proud of you. And I'm sure your entire teaching and school fraternity is very proud of you. Okay. Likewise for you, Anish, and likewise for you, Krish, as well. Do not let this disillusion you. You should be very proud of where you have reached till, okay? Because I can see that little bit of disappointment. Don't let it affect you. And congratulations to you, Abhay. We will see you in the semifinals.